You may not believe it, but this hunk of metal standing in front of you controlled hundreds of people's lives. This bell was purchased by Lorenzo Maynard, Amory's son, in 1856. It weighs 609 pounds and is 30 inches tall. Inscriptions on the bell reveal that it was cast by Henry N. Hooper and Company, 1856, in Boston's Paul Revere foundry. Interestingly enough, Hooper was business partners with Paul Revere's grandson. From 1856 onwards, the bell hung in a tower in Building 3 of the mill complex. It rang every night at 9 p.m. sharp, signaling a curfew for all employees of the mill. Amory Maynard himself threatened termination if he found any employees out wandering the streets after the curfew. In 1935, watchman at the mill, Matty Capvola, asked mill superintendent Mr. Templeton if the bell could be donated to the Finnish Congregational Church on Walnut Street. Both the American Woolen Company and the church agreed until the church decided to close its doors in the late 2010s due to plummeting attendance rates. The church gifted the bell to the town in 2020 in preparation for the Maynard sesquicentennial celebration the next year. The bell may not be in use anymore, so why is it still important to learn about? Well, it's a demonstration of what scholar John R. Mullin called moral policing, and of how much mill workers' lives revolved around their jobs. Regulations at the mill were strict. The Maynard family had a zero-tolerance policy for intoxication, and one or more repeat offenses could result in termination. This poster from 1863 shows some of the rules that mill workers had to follow. One rule states that no one could visit friends working in another room. There is even a story of one mill worker being sent home for the day because he forgot his employee identification badge. The curfew bell is another instance of a harsh regulation the mill workers had to follow, but this regulation benefited the mill owners more so than the employees' safety. The bell rang during the employees' free time, which meant that it dictated how they spent their evenings. After all, a well-rested worker was a worker who could perform more labor and make more profit for the company. So next time you hear the bell and clock tower ring each night, don't be annoyed. Instead, be glad that you are awake to listen.